Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today we will be discussing telepathy and remote viewing. And before we begin, I would like you to take 3 deep breaths from your core to your crown. Get some oxygen flow in there. And I would like you to say out loud or in your head, I accept this Reiki from Maricela Mendoza. Okay, I'm going to begin clearing your auric field with a little bit of selenite. And we're going to use desert rose as well as regular selenite. I'm going to do some Reiki symbols. Okay, now I'm going to clear out your auric field. Get that energy moving because it requires a balanced chakra system to really get the clarity to come through with no distortion. Break it all up. Okay, now, what is telepathy? You know, a lot of people think it's, just walking around reading people's minds. And it's, yes, it is that in a way, but it's also far more complex than that. And to begin, the first thing you need to remove is skepticism. The skepticism about telepathy, that it cannot exist, so it doesn't exist. You really have to believe, because any type of skepticism blocks the flow. So we want to get rid of that. Believe that you are connected to everybody. That is a crown chakra thing. So we're going to be working on certain chakras that create that telepathy blockage, because we want to open that up. Because if the telepathy template has been downloaded into you and it is coming online right now, we want to make sure that there is no distortion and that the messages come through clearly, sending and receiving. Okay? So, we also want to remove fear. So we're going to start with a couple things. We're going to start with carnelian. And we're going to start with ruby. Okay? Now what this is going to do, this is going to remove the fear in your root chakra. So let's clear that out. Because, a lot of people fear people reading their mind. They don't want people invading their personal space. It's like that's their personal space. What telepathy is, it doesn't invade a person's space. You have to really be open to it. And it's more of a subconscious thing as well, an energy feeling. It depends on your level of intuition. If you are clairvoyant, you will see images. If you are clairaudient, you will hear the subconscious mind. If you are clairsentient, you will feel the energy of what they're feeling. So it's all different aspects. So we want to get rid of the fear. If anybody picking up on these things, in this new earth, we all have this ability. And, we got to let go of guilt and the things that we have done in the past, the subconscious, the things that we're afraid of people seeing, we have to let it go and no longer let it have any control over us. And when that is gone, there's no fear, right? Because in order to have telepathy, you also have to have no judgment of another's journey. So there is no judgment. So who cares if somebody's reading your mind? Because they're not judging you and the things that you've done and the things that have happened in your past. They're not judging you. So it takes two. And in order to have telepathy, you must be non-judgmental, pure of heart, open to another's journey, no matter what. That brings through the clarity of the energy moves through your body, non-judgment. So we also pull out rhodonite and rhodochrosite. And this allows you to do the soul. This allows you to do the soul work. Sorry, that was a motorcycle going by. This allows you to forgive yourself and others. This allows you to open your heart, to let go of judgments that we have about others and their journeys, to let go of being offended so easily by another's thoughts, because that's another thing we have to do. If we are connecting telepathically with another, we will hear and see and feel things that we don't want to feel. And we have to have thick skin in a sort, a bulletproof soul of sort, to be able to read a person's mind, and if they have something negative to say about you, to be okay with that and not take offense to it. We must have to let that go, right? Okay, so I want to clear that out, clear that heart chakra, judgments. I want to clear that out. I want to be open. I want to be open to receive, open-hearted to whatever comes through with no judgment. Okay? Now, clear that out. Let's open that up. Let's clear that out. Okay? Now, you don't need to be connected to a person, as it doesn't have to be a friend. You know, it's great if it is, because then the connection is stronger. But it could be anybody. You can try to connect with anybody. But it's much easier when you have a heart chakra connection with somebody, when you love somebody, right? So we really want to feel that oneness and connection with everything and everybody. So we bring in bismuth, which is our crown chakra, which gives us that connection to everything and everyone. You know, the Akashic records. It's almost like tapping into the Akashic records. When we meet somebody, we know things and see things, and you know, we assist them. Okay. Now, so what we do is we use. Let's put these down for a minute. We're going to use Smoky Quartz during meditation. Meditation is key to honing your telepathy skills. It moves you in your left hand when you are meditating, moves you from the beta state to the alpha state more quickly. Makes the connection much stronger. And what this requires, aside from an open heart, an open root chakra, and open crown chakra, it's an open third eye. So we want to remove any imbalances, you know, in the third eye. We want to remove any paranoia that we may have about people reading our mind, and we want to remove any paranoia we have about others, our own self-projections onto others. We want to remove that. So we use amethyst and coaxinite to remove that paranoia, to really balance out that third eye so it can be healthy, to really let go of the paranoia and the projection of ourselves onto others, because we tend to do that. We think it's telepathy, we think we're connecting, we're empaths, but really what we're feeling is our own energy, and we're projecting it onto somebody else, and that is not of truth. That is false. So we really want to clear that third eye to see the truth of situations. We want to see the truth. So along with the bismuth, we see the truth. We let go of that projecting ourselves onto others. We want to see the truth, not our own mirror reflection of what we think they're thinking. I think they're thinking that because I'm probably thinking that. No, we want to be able to really feel and connect to the truth. Okay? Another great stone for third eye work. Apatite and tanzanite. Two very great ones. Focus that on your third eye. Take deep breaths. If you are lying down during meditation, there must be a motorcycle thing going on right now. So what we do is we get this, when we're laying down, we put it on our third eye, and we do a 10-minute meditation, really tapping into that energy, okay? Now, when we have that third eye nice and open, here, let's pull out kyanite, blue kyanite, emerald. Okay. So, when we're trying to send and receive, it's really good to designate, if you know who you're trying to do this with, to practice with a friend or a loved one. Designate a sender and a receiver. So, the receiver will make notes of the things that they see. Now, telepathy is not just reading a person's mind. It is images, it is color, it is words, it is numbers, it is nature, and it all stands out boldly. Like, you'll see a word in a sentence on a sign somewhere, but a certain word stands out boldly to you. You make a note of that, because that is part of it. That's how you start building your telepathy, because then things will start popping out at you. As your third eye opens, things are slowed down to the nanosecond, almost like the Matrix. You know how he flips backwards? It's like that. It slows down to the nanosecond, and you're able to see things, and things stand out at you that normally didn't stand out at you. So images will pop out at you in sequences of 3 or more. You'll notice a certain word in a conversation that stands out at you as almost as if it was shouted at you. So this is where we work on our audience. So, and nature, nature speaks to you in many ways, especially trees and birds and animals, bees. They all speak to you. It's a matter of quieting our mind to listen to what is coming through. Okay? So things will stand out boldly, and I suggest taking a journal. If you are the sender and the receiver, the sender writes down what they're sending. If they're looking at an image, we start elementary style with this, right? What we start with is basic patterns. So the outline of a star shape, the outline of a circle, the outline of a triangle, the outline of a box. We start with simple symbols at first, just to get them used to the sacred geometry aspect, the elementary geometry. Get the brain used to seeing these things. Designate meaning to them. Feel them. What does this make me feel? We have to correlate. What does a color make me feel? So all these things, they're cohesive. Right? Okay, and then once you're getting really good at that aspect, then you start tuning into conversations. You start tuning in. And this is a form of remote viewing as well. I began studying remote viewing 20 years ago. So it is a form of remote viewing, this telepathy. So they call it remote viewing in a scientific aspect. But it is telepathy. And it is, in remote viewing, it doesn't necessarily, it could be you're connecting to a specific location. You're looking for a target. What is your target? Are you looking for something specific? So you would have, let's say, a friend has a ball and they hide the ball. And they give you a rough estimate of where the ball would be. And it is up to you to tune in to what they're looking at. Where is that ball? What are they looking at? What surrounds the area? Make notes. And as you make notes, you compare with each other. Right? You compare with each other, and then you see how many hits or misses. It's okay. You're going to have a lot of misses before it starts, before you get really good at it. Okay? Now, another good way. So we've got the kyanite. Okay. dream quartz. Selenite. Now, another thing you can do is when you're trying to connect with somebody, let's say somebody's out of state and you're really trying to connect to their environment, what's going on around them, you picture a tube coming out of your third eye. It's almost the size of like a paper towel roll or, you know, a toilet paper roll, you know, just a nice little circle. And you picture that tube clear. It's a clear tube. And this clear tube extends. You imagine it, because imagination is a part of the aspect of the third eye. So you imagine this tube reaching to the third eye of the person that you are trying to connect with. And this is a meditation that takes some time. This is a meditation that you have to sit with for a while. When you start moving into that alpha and that beta, the alpha state in meditation, you start doing this and you really think about what you're sending them repetitively. What are you sending them? And make it as clear as possible. Make it as vivid as possible. You know, what is it? Is it a bird? What color is this bird? You send. You send the message. And depending on their clarity, they will be able to receive clearly or not. Depending on their level of telepathy, they'll be able to receive clearly. You know, but you gotta just keep trying. For every miss, there are 2 hits, you know? So don't give up. It is a process. It took me many, many years. And I'm not saying I walk around and read people's thoughts every day, but it's an energy that I read. Mine is more of energy. I read a person's, it's kind of like an empath, a little bit different. Things stand out at me when a person speaks. Like I was saying, words stand out in a vibration way. And it's almost sometimes like a whisper. It's almost like I'll just hear a whisper. Okay. Now, if you are in a couple relationship, a great exercise I suggest is, I know it's a little tiny herkimer, but that's all I got. It's one of my treasured stones. You get 2 of them. I only have 1, but you guys use 2. Now, one of you, this is a couple, one of you holds it, meditates for 5 minutes on the love between the 2 of you. You meditate on the love between the 2 of you. You program this crystal, it's easily programmable, on the love between you 2. Okay? And then the other person holds it and programs the love between you 2. Hold on to it, you program, right? Hold on to it. And then when it's programmed, each one of you takes one. And when you're ready to connect telepathically, you pull it out and you hold it in your left hand. And it makes your connection stronger. Okay? Next we have, I think this will be the final one. This is rhodochrosite. And we're going to do rhodochrosite and larimar and angelite. These are the 3 top stones for telepathy, in my opinion. I found them to be very effective. So angelite, larimar, rhodochrosite. Whenever you're connecting, you're trying to connect with whoever you're trying to connect with, you hold it in your left hand and you meditate. Really just focus on your breathing, and then with every inhale or exhale, you think of them. You imagine them and whatever the message is that you want to say, you know. Even if it's just thinking about them, they will feel you. Something will remind them of you. They will remember, they will know that it's you. And this can work with spirit guides. This can work with your people that you have loved that have passed away. This connects you on a telepathic level beyond all dimensions of time and space to whoever you need to connect with. And like I have mentioned before, it's really takes believing that you can and not wanting it. You don't want it, because when you want, that means you don't already have. So you want to make sure that you just know that you have it. You have this ability. It's there. It's dormant in our DNA strand. It is a dormant DNA codon that all we need to do is awaken. And as it begins to awaken, then you begin to understand. It comes to you in many forms, signs and synchronicities, okay? So, I guess that is it. This is just a quick video. As more information comes to me, I'll definitely make another video. I know I'm probably leaving some stuff out. I'll put it in the description box if it comes to me. Until then, I hope that this helps you understand telepathy a little bit better in remote viewing, and not be afraid of it. In the new earth, there is no fear. There is no fear of somebody reading our minds. There is only no judgment. There's acceptance. There's kindness. Everybody's gone on this journey. We've done some stuff. You know, I've done some stuff that I wasn't proud of, but it's the past. The past is the past. It is not who you are now. So you let all that stuff go. Who cares? Let it go. You are you now. Love yourself. And in turn, love everybody else. And as we connect our crown to the universal source, we are connected to everyone and everything. And it is easy to tap into somebody's frequency, because it's kind of like a grid. So it's like the matrix grid, right? You know, I'm over here on this grid over here, and somebody's over here, but it's all connected. All it takes is to get into that spot, get into that end right there. So it's like connecting this. It's a spider web, and it's almost like a spider web, right? So spiders. If there's a long spider web, a big one, and the spider is over here, and it barely hears something over here, it vibrates to them, and they sense it. They know. So this is kind of like what this is. It's a web. And we are all part of it. And all we need to do is tap into the frequency of another. So try it out. Let me know how it works out for you in the comment section. And until then, thank you so much for watching. I am truly grateful for all of you. Namaste.